6 o'clock, until we have the elections done, I'll start. We'll call this meeting to order at 6 PM. We are waiting hopefully for Travis Collins to jump on the line. He is working on that right now to jump on. So with that being said, tonight, we want to. He just said that access is not working properly. Excuse me. So-
Is he calling either one of those numbers and
Yep.
that ID number?
Yes.
ID number 843-77930-932.
0932.
That
Yep.
would be the ID number.
Yep.
And the call-in number would be 888-475-4499. That is one of them.
But while we get him on board, January 27th, there was a joint Fire Rescue Commission meeting, was the last time that this group got together. The Rescue Commission did vote to approve those minutes. Technically, that is from, still open on this side, from the Fire Commission side. And I believe you were emailed those. And does anyone, I need a motion to approve and then a vote. So, motion to approve the minutes? Motion. Second?
Second.
And then, what?
Can you say-
Oh, I'm sorry,
say your name.
we do need to, as you do something, we need to say your name because we don't have a name tag. So,
Sorry.
Jamie Brock.
Okay.
Tony McAllister.
all in favor? 4 in favor, any opposed? Travis is not here yet, if there was any. So he's still trying to get on. With that, the next thing would be, the election of officers. What we have to have here is a, nomination, and the ones we have to have is a commissioner, commission chair, and a commission vice chair. It also says that we do have to have a secretary. We will be working through that, if that has to be one of your members, or, can be another appointed secretary. We are getting some clarification on that. We are presently going to be taking the notes tonight, for that, so you don't have to worry about that. And Travis just called me again, hang on. Can we try to give him a call at, here?
Don't answer it.
If he's at home, he never has good cell service.
That's right, this,
You've reached Travis Collins' voicemail,
Nine,
Cleveland Fire
four,
Department.
4-9. All right, let's try this one more time, y'all. 9449.
9449 647.
This will be his house phone, so it'll be like
Yeah.
better. I'm gonna put the phone up here because it picks up better.
Okay, you got me now?
I got you.
Okay.
Can you say your name for the record, please, Travis?
Travis Collins.
Thank you, sir.
Telephone.
Okay. Go ahead.
Travis, this is Chief Crine. We have just approved the minutes. Thank you for coming on. Good to hear your voice, and hope you feel better as the days go on. We are getting ready to, just started the elections for commission and chair. And then we also have to do a commission vice chair also. And so we had just started that. So with that being said, the body needs to recommend or nominate and then vote on who they would like the chair to be.
I'm only getting about half of what he said. Let me try this other number that he sent me, if that's okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'll try this other number he just sent me on the Zoom.
Okay.
I guess we could pass this around, worst case scenario.
Yeah.
What we need to do, we'll do it, right?
Let's give us just a little more time since we're doing elections, please.
Jack, can you touch my phone?
No. I don't know who's been sitting up here.
I know you. Gosh.
There's a plexiglass sheet.
Will you hand me the wireless microphone? Second drawer on top of that padded thing. I didn't know where it went. Ooh, okay.
Ain't nothing like it, but
Let's see if it works for
I just turned
I knew
24.
which one to do.
Yeah.
Can we make requests?
Huh?
Can we make requests?
Okay, so I've got, is a 944 not?
Yep.
Yes, yep.
Okay.
Okay, I'm in.
Welcome, Travis.
Sorry about all the inconvenience, you guys. I'm kind of trying to do the best I can, but I apologize.
Not a problem at all. Glad you could make it. And as I said before, I hope in the days to come, you're gonna be feeling a lot better. Sounds like everything went well, so thank you for taking your time and being here tonight.
Wouldn't have missed it if no way possible.
All right. So with that, we are taking nominations for commission chair, and then we'll, after the vote of that, we will take for the vice chair for the election. So nominations for chairman for this fire commission.
I nominate Travis Collins.
Nomination for Travis Collins.
Do I need to say my name? Jamie Brown.
Jamie Brock, nominated.
Don McAllister, I'll nominate Richie Caldwell.
Okay. Anyone else? How do we take a vote? If we normally we're passing, or how do we do that?
You may do a by hand vote or a verbal vote for Mr. Collins, since either via
Okay.
telephone, or we may pass out slips of paper, count the paper at one time, it's called a paper ballot.
Right, but with the paper ballot, we can't do Travis.
We can take his, I'll sign it saying
his
that I
verbal.
know
Okay,
that's his
take his
voice.
verbal, okay,
We had to do it with Mr. Davis the other night.
Okay.
It was fine.
all right.
Is that what you want to do, paper ballot?
So paper ballots, and then we'll be putting together, any more nominations? As we close those, we will make quick ballots, and you guys can vote for that.
Everybody up there got a pen?
Yes.
Perfect. And we're out of pens the other night too. There we go. And if you could, on the bottom of your ballot, either sign your name or put your first initial and sign your last name for me, please. Yes.
So vote and put our name on there?
Yes, because that way we'll know which member voted for who for the record. We'll ask for Mr. Collins once you read them all.
Okay.
And I'll sign a statement saying, I know that that's his voice.
Okay.
Anybody can do it, but I'm a non-interested party. We had to use this the other night.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Butterfly? We're trading cars after this. He's got a snowplow.
Right. Come into your house.
Ah.
Okay. For the record, the vote stands presently as, from Jamie Brock, Travis Collins, Austin Grant, Richard Caudell. From Richard Caudell. And from, Tony McAllister, Richie Caudell. Travis, a voice for the record, your vote?
Travis Collins.
Take your vote. Vote carries Richie Caudell 3-2 for the chair of the commission. Next, we will need to do nominations for the vice chair, men of the commission, so open up the floor for nominations for the vice chair.
Travis Collins, Richie Caudell.
Richie Caudell nominated Travis Collins. Any other nominations? With that being said, no other nominations. We have one nomination, so I believe we could do a voice vote on this. If you don't mind, your name and then approve.
Austin Grant, approve.
Chief?
Richie Caudell, approved.
Jamie Brock approved.
Donnie McAllister approved.
Mr. Collins, can you give us the verbal approval, please?
Travis Collins, approve.
Thank you very much. With that being said, Travis Collins will be the vice chair of the fire commission for this year. With that said, Chairman-elect, you can now take over the meeting agenda. I believe you have one in front of you.
Yeah. Okay, we need to set date and time of fire commission meetings. I don't know how they've, in the past, I think they've been, the first week of the month normally, isn't that what they were for fire commission?
So the ordinance says to originally set the first Thursday of the month that this is, but does allow that to be moved
Okay.
by the body.
Well, how about with everybody else's schedule, does the first Thursday work still? I mean, Jamie, I don't know how your schedule is.
Well, I mean, it's, I guess
I
I'm
would,
at work. but-
I would like to recommend that we go back the way we used to the third Thursday of the month, only because anything that's brought up in the commission meeting, you don't have to hold it for 2 or 3 weeks. You can carry it to the next chief's meeting, which is the next week.
Okay, that sounds good to me too, Travis. How about you, Austin? You good with that?
Works for me.
Okay. That sounds
Okay.
good, Travis.
You said, I'm sorry, third Thursday?
The Thursday prior to the chief's meeting, which would be the third Thursday.
Okay.
Okay.
So that would be starting off in January the 21st.
You want to start off in February?
We'll probably start in February. I'm just going down through, sorry, I had the calendar in front of me. February 18th, March 18th, April 15th, tax day, May 20th, June 17th, July 15th, August 19th, September 16th, October 21st, November 18th, December 16th, if we follow that exact schedule.
I know we have in the past waived the December meeting due to Christmas holidays, but we've also always played it by ear as well.
Does the group feel that we can set these and then change any that we need individually?
Yeah,
If that would be, the case?
yeah. I
Is that
agree.
good?
Yeah.
The other, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, you're good. I mean, so we've set date and time. I mean, was y'all still good at 6 o'clock? Are y'all still good with that?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay, so 6 o'clock, third Thursday. We'll keep it at 6 PM and meet here at council chambers. So, we'll keep that in place. Next thing on the agenda is, Joint Fire Rescue Radio Committee, and I wasn't privy to that, so,
Oh, we need to have a vote on the time.
Okay.
We need to have a vote on the time and dates.
okay.
Austin Grant make a motion to accept the schedule.
I second it.
All in favor? Oh, I'm sorry, Rich, that's yours.
And then
Mr. Collins, are you in favor?
Yay. Travis Collins, yes.
Okay. Moving on then, right? So the next thing on the agenda is Joint Fire Rescue Radio Committee, and I don't know who was on
So-
that.
So that, committee is the only, only committee that was standing, with anything going on, and it was standing through the Chiefs Association. And to get that committee going, that the Rescue Commission had already started. And I'm trying to think who Cole Shirley was one of the radio for the fire, and I know Steve Zahn is on it, and I'm trying to, there's one more.
Brandon,
Oh, Brandon Shirley,
And come,
Brandon Burton.
Brandon
Brandon
Burton, yeah, and,
come,
yeah,
Michael Smith.
Michael Smith, for that. So basically, at this point, just reaffirming that is still now that you're seated, your choice to continue that committee underneath this fire commission.
Was it formed due to the radio issues that we were having and all that? Is that what it was originally formed for? Just trying to see what
Well,
we could do?
this newest one was to talk and move forward with the digital, to build that out, to fix some of that, and to build, and to recommend, which they almost have done, a equipment list for people to buy, so we're not buying a whole bunch of different stuff that's gonna work good with the system we have, was mainly and then one of their later tasks is, what are those advancements? Small repeaters or listening sites at different fire stations, rescue squads, whatever, working together with the rescue to try to fix the holes that we have and dead zones that we have within our radio system. That's what they were formed to do.
So I guess we need to keep that. We need to make a liaison for that, somebody that comes to the meetings to give us, updates on that, or is that?
Yes, you need to, the commission needs to have a person that is,
Okay.
I think Steve Zahn had volunteered to be the liaison for the two groups.
Okay.
Don't hold me to that, but I think he had agreed to be the go-between.
Okay. He's sitting here with us, Travis. He's shaking his head, yes, so,
Okay.
He's
yeah.
whispering, y'all can't hear him, I can.
Thank you, Steve.
I only saw his head shaking up and down, so that's, yeah.
so with that, you just need to confirm that this commission is okay with that still too.
Yeah, are y'all good with that? I know there's still some issues out there, so that gives us at least a platform to start looking at some of those and working on some of
and
that.
it's probably gonna take them a while to get this
Yeah,
resolved.
yeah. So, Steve, are you good? Are you good with still being that liaison?
He's not paying attention to, so.
I know, he's talking to the boss.
Steve.
I'm on the radio.
Oh, wait.
I'm sorry.
Are you good with still being the liaison for the radio?
Sure.
Okay, okay,
I'm on the committee anyway, and I'm gonna be here anyway.
okay. We just wanted to make sure you were good with it,
By the
so.
way, also, Travis Tilson and Scott Kreider on that committee.
Okay.
Didn't mention that, Scott.
Do we need to be all in favor of keeping that committee in place?
It does need to take a vote,
Okay.
correct?
We don't?
Vote for
First and second.
first and second,
Yeah,
sorry.
so anybody, I guess I'll be first to keep it in line.
I'll second Jamie Brock.
All in favor?
Aye. Travis Collins, yay.
Yeah, across the board.
Okay. Chief Paul, are you good with that too?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I'm
Yes.
sorry. Okay.
Yes, I thought I was the first on it, so yes, I'm good.
Sorry.
You're good, I'm fine. Yes, ma'am.
Can I just ask, who was the first name? I got Shirley was the last name.
Cole Shirley.
Cole Shirley.
Cole's first name, Shirley last
Shirley.
name.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, and then next on, it's gonna be, under you, Mr. Crane, so whatever you have.
All right, first thing is introductions. We all know, we went through the committee. Chief Larry Greer is on board and gonna be full-time, just, working actually double duty presently, helping us out and finishing up his duties at the school this week. As we get through, I'm sure he'll be working with you a lot on this board, as we move forward, with a lot of projects and everything, and as we get up to speed. But if you hadn't introduced him, I wanted to make sure everyone, had introduced, Chief. Welcome. Thank you. Any-
So what's your official start date? Or, is it official yet now, or is it like after the school, or?
It'll be next week.
Okay, I just wanna make sure, I wanna let some folks know. so-
Yeah, first week, next week.
Second thing is the vaccination update. Most of you should have received an email. We are presently getting the names of our first responders across the county, and that includes the cities, both police, fire, people that touch medical things, and in a joint effort with the hospital to get those, out immediately. I encourage you to encourage your departments to, if you haven't chosen yet, at the 15th, they're gonna open it up to more people, and we no longer get to jump, the 1As had their choice, to go ahead. So they're gonna add a lot more groups to that, so if you haven't, please take advantage of that benefit that you have with that vaccine if you choose to take a vaccine, for that. They are saying that 2 to 3 weeks, they'll actually release it to the counties to do more and broaden out more that we had hoped, to do. So we hope that we're gonna be going, to get some, so we can broaden that out, to not just the people that touch medical calls soon. Next, ISO update. So ISO did come in, we did that virtually, and we do not have an answer back yet, from them. Everything appeared to be good. I wanna thank Brady, Norris, significantly for his efforts on that. He would work tirelessly through the summer to make sure everything was in place and answer any questions that they had. During that time, he really stepped in and helped me with information I didn't have or didn't know, to make sure that we presented that in an appropriate fashion. We look good, and we're looking for the recommendations so we can move forward and bring them to you to move forward with how we better and keep our system where it's at, and that's that ISO 4, as long as you're close to a station. So we know that there's gonna be some advancements that we wanna do and stuff, but making sure that we fall in line with that. Assistance to Firefighter Grant, AFG. We spoke to the writer today, and we are looking at roughly 160 plus packs that will qualify if we get that grant, to receive. And so we are getting that put into the grants portal, part of that, and writing that, in application. It's been, a good 6 months almost already. Also wanna thank Brady. He pulled a bunch of numbers together and all the stuff together, to help us get that written, to try to receive that. We all know, or not, we will start working on it, making sure our air packs in 2 years have to be replaced. We are hoping this gives us 2 cycles to apply for this grant, and hopefully get a big portion of that replaced. If not, we'll have to, seek, money from council to make sure that advancement happens. In the overall plan, we're having to move it up a year so that we can actually get those packs in time. But that'll be a whole evaluation as we go forward, but we're hoping that we can actually have a big chunk of that paid for by the grant and as we move forward. Some of the options on that is this'll allow us to stair step a little bit and replace the packs, and cylinders all, a good chunk without directly affecting, the budget, of our capital, as we seek that grant. Again, we have 2 cycles of AFG, as long as AFG comes out again. It hasn't not come out in years, but we will have 2 cycles to apply and hopefully get that to be able to meet our needs when it comes to air packs.
So that's for 160, is that correct?
Roughly 160, and it is based on the approved apparatus that we put in the number of seats. And so with the writer that we're using, we're going through and making sure that we fit. And unfortunately, it's not all the packs we have, because it has to be frontline trucks. And every truck isn't a frontline truck because we don't have staff for them. So we're going through that, but it's a big chunk. That is a huge chunk when it comes to, money-wise, when it looks at that. And I don't have the exact number because it's not finalized yet.
Well, now, do y'all plan, I guess my question on the air packs that are coming up on their 15 years, even though they're gonna be in like a second or third revision, are you just gonna replace the bottles and keep those air packs in service? Cause there's not a date on the
Some will go away, and some will stay.
Because I know we could probably replace bottles and be able to keep those air packs in service. I mean, 3 revisions, you want to start trying to move them, but
Correct.
I know some of those air packs are only.
Some are good and some are not. So we're gonna have to make that decision. That's something that I do feel that in the next months, the commission needs to kind of look at as we get more of those numbers together and maybe just discuss, or a committee, from this to discuss the ramifications. We are now flow testing, third-party flow testing our air packs. To give you an example, we had thousands of dollars in repairs, this year alone, in those air packs, to keep them up to specifications. So we are third-partying them to make sure that they are safe for our firefighters. Yes, all of the cylinders will have to be replaced because they run out of DOT authorization. And some of the packs don't have to.
Right.
And that's what we will have to decide how we're going to do that.
Yeah, it may be cheaper if we could find some bottles and keep them in service on the backup engines and stuff.
Right.
Because I don't know what some people carry now, but those air packs are probably newer than some of the air packs that are being used in some of the other departments possibly, so.
They were all purchased in pretty much 2009. Most of the packs were purchased at the same time as a big gigantic purchase.
I remember when they were bought.
When they just came in. So most of them are all the same, but there are a few out there that are older, that were purchased a couple years earlier, and there's a few that are a few years younger because they were purchased on grant also. And that, yes, sir.
I was gonna ask you about that, cause like Crossroads we bought some on grant, like a year or 2 before the county purchased all those.
Okay.
What are we gonna do with those of Crossroads that are a year or 2 ahead of?
Ahead of this schedule?
Pretty well.
Yeah. There, right now, there isn't a plan outside of this replacement plan to attack any of those. There's not a budget line item, there's not, there's the 10 that were assigned for each department as we went through during that large, purchase. And the other auxiliary ones that were purchased, there hasn't really been a plan, up to this point, to replace them.
Is it something we need to look at, I guess, down the road to see, like with Crossroads with Jamie, how many engines he has, how many seating positions? If those air packs need to be replaced, look at a plan or something?
Yes, I mean, we definitely need to address this so that when we get the grant or don't, we know exactly what we have to replace, as we move forward. So, that is definitely something that is kind of out there that needs to be discussed.
Are you set on going back with Scott, or are you gonna look at maybe going to, MSA, or just, you gonna weigh some options, or what we're gonna do?
I think we need to weigh our options. I'm not set either way. I think we need to look at what is best for the county, both money-wise and safety-wise and everything. As we look at this, I'm not, I've been at two different departments and two different, actually, I had a surprise air department, so, I'm not sold on either one specifically. I want to make sure that we can fund it. It's the right thing, and I think it is important to be pretty much uniform across the county for training purposes, because I don't think it's good to have mix and match because of training. When so many of our firefighters work for multiple departments or end up on multiple calls, that when two fire trucks show up together, they can actually function together. It does not matter what pack comes off that. I think that's gonna be important in the path that we move forward.
Well, as you know, I don't know if you remember, but before Rick Roach left Safe Industries, he brought me a MSA air pack
Yes,
for you to look at. Me and I just haven't got together to
Yeah.
look at that yet. So.
okay. I'll remember that and let's get together and we'll just, definitely, okay?
Anybody wants to try one, I got brand new ones with the built-in thermal imaging and everything, so if anybody wants to borrow one and try
Okay.
one, I've got one too.
Okay,
I went through the same grant process 2 straight years and didn't get them and had to break down and buy them, so, but, I mean, they're, everything's on them, but, it was just, cause that's what I bought, but you can wear them, try them out, see what you like on them, and I was always a Scott guy myself, my whole 36 years, and I'm pretty sold on the MSAs now, just a good air pack, but, like I say, it's something we'll look at and
okay.
come up
Chief
with.
Caldwell, what was
Best
the
dollar for
price of
Kenny.
the MSA when you bought them?
Huh? What was that,
What was
Travis?
the price of the MSA when you bought them? We
The
have
price?
12 as well.
I bought 35 of them for right at $250,000, I think, so, somewhere in that
A
neighborhood.
little under $10,000 apiece.
Yeah, but see, what I ended up doing, I bought all of them that they took to the show. They took them to, Indianapolis. They took
Right.
35 air packs up there, and I bought all their 35 trial air packs. They took up their demos, but they were the top of the line with the built-in MSAs. You know me, I'm trying to save $1, so, I bought those that had been to the Indianapolis show, so.
Okay.
So, yeah, they're expensive. I mean,
It will, no matter, we do need that committee, to kind of guide, and that, to me, is one of the huge benefits of this fire commission, is that advisement of all of that. Talking to your members, knowing the equipment, knowing that, so that we can make good sound choices, and again, replace it once and not replace something that isn't gonna work
Right.
for both paid staff and volunteer staff as we work this combination department. That is a huge piece, that we need to look at.
yeah, definitely. Do we do mask fitting? Do y'all do everybody does? Okay.
Yeah.
The only thing that, like on mine, I had to change up and order all the new stuff for the new mask and all that, so that's a cost we'll have to incur too.
Okay.
If we choose to go with a different one, we have to change a lot of, just stuff like that has to be changed, but.
Right. Okay. Last thing I have on my list on the agenda is, new fire trucks. I wish I said we were getting them this month, as originally supposed to. But they have been pushed off due to COVID. The assembly line is running slower. So now we're into March timeframe for the first 6. And so, we'll see where that goes. We will not be doing an inspection until virtually the final, because they do not let anyone on the floor. So the only way to see them is when they're complete and they go to their inspection zone. And so the inspection wise, we're gonna have to wait until then, and we're gonna have to go through it with a fine tooth comb and send it back for anything that's not correct, unlike the midterm, that we have. So the last two that were just ordered, we were able to piggyback on the order of the 6, as just like we ordered 8. So they're identical. There's actually 7 identical, 1 top mount, and all the price was the same. So instead of getting, if we would have waited and not piggybacked on that, we would have seen the 2020 10% increase of everything. So we saved roughly 35 to 40,000 a truck by going ahead and making them exactly the same. So that. But on the Chief Collins or Commissioner Collins, rough price that we did get estimated for the grant purposes was between 71 and 75 for the grant purposes for that, for the air pack grant. That's 71 to 75,000, $100 apiece, for the grant purpose.
May have lost him.
Might have lost him. Okay.
Was
But
that a question? I apologize.
no problem. I was just answering your question on the cost.
Oh, okay.
The estimate that we received for the grant, or the AFG paperwork that we are submitting is between
Okay, I got
71.
you. I'm with you now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So the first 6, we hope to have in March. And then, looks like now, instead of midsummer, it looks like September, October for the other 2, in the replacement plan. We'll be going through that and talking to you about, the replacement plan and the advancements that we continue and still need. As every year we know, to keep up, we have to have a replacement of some vehicles every year to maintain our fleet, in the readiness that we know. So we'll be putting some of that stuff and finalizing some of that together for you, in the future as we move forward, with that. Any questions or comments? Yes, sir.
Is there a Tony McAllister for record, like y'all F-250s, I know they get high mileage stuff on, have y'all got a plan to replace all those?
The replacement plan does have some of the vehicles in it. One of the things we are making sure is that the replacement plan has all of the ones that needs to be done. And that's one of the things we're working on with changing the replacement plan to bring to you, is to make sure that in some cases, some vehicles, some advancements that we have done in the last 5 years didn't make the plan. A new vehicle came in or we used an old one, and it's now a full-time vehicle, isn't in the plan. So that's some of the advancements that we're trying to fit into that plan as we, they weren't originally in there.
Although you got the 2 new Geely Chevrolets, but I know them other trucks get a lot of miles.
Yes, they do. And that is all I have, Chief.
Anybody?
Or Chairman.
Anybody got anything? Okay, so do y'all wanna try to meet again on the 21st, or y'all wanna move it to February 18th? I know you had said the 21st.
And that's just not, we don't have to, we can.
Well, I know tonight's meeting was just really trying to get some things going, so,
Right.
I didn't know if we had anything critical to meet on the 21st, and y'all just wanna push it to the 18th of February.
I said it's good in February.
Okay. As long as y'all are good with that, I just wanna touch base, cause I know tonight was kind of just getting everything in order, so.
Yes.
If there's nothing else, I guess we can adjourn.
No, hang on.
Chief,
hold on.
we'll need a motion.
Oh,
for that
Hold up, I mean, normally we go down the line.
my
Yeah.
bad.
See if anybody got-
Thank you. I'm new at it, so work me in.
Yep, the back page is
I got
well,
you.
actually, 1 second, we need to have a motion for
To suspend the January 21st.
to suspend the 21st one.
Gotcha.
I make a motion to suspend it.
All right.
Tony McAllister.
Thank you.
Second, Jamie Brock.
All in favor? Okay.
Mr. Collins, you in favor?
I'm in favor, yes.
Thank you.
So do y'all just go down the back and check the regions? Okay, so Travis, you got anything from Region 1?
No, sir, we hadn't met, but we plan to meet in the next week or so.
Okay. Tony, you got anything for Region 2?
No, sir, not yet. We haven't met either. I'll get with the chiefs of these stations and see if we got it.
Okay. Austin?
No, sir, we'll meet before the next meeting.
Okay. Jamie?
Helicopter insurance.
Yes, sir.
Where are we at on that? What, don't we normally February or March pay up on that?
Yes, we start putting that stuff together. We will be using, the rosters that that we're all now doing the same to submit that. I'll be honest with you, I'm trying to figure it out. Here's our issue. Something that we are trying to wrap our heads around. It has been a great benefit for our members. Prisma Health has chosen to go with Air Methods instead of Medtrans. The 3 helicopters that presently serve us are Medtrans. The primary helicopter will now be an Air Methods. The insurance is Medtrans, which means you could still get a $35,000 bill and us have paid the insurance. So we are going to be having discussion on that matter and what we can do or what the options are so that we can still provide a good service to our volunteers and our members so that they don't find themselves with a huge helicopter bill. And that's the main benefit from them and their families to the insurance that we have always paid, or not always paid, but have paid for the last few years. But with the newest information, I want to see how that's going to work. Because if the primary helicopter that is coming to us is not going to be under that insurance, the thousands of dollars that we spend may not be the prudent way to go. I'm trying to get information on how that's working and when it starts and all that, but I don't have that. So I can definitely work that out but we do plan on using the rosters as we always have for eligible members, and those that are not eligible, we've always given the option for the stations to pay for their membership.
What's the new name of the new service?
It's Air Methods is,
Out of?
they're one of the largest national ones. They compete across nationally with Medtrans.
I mean, are they in Greenville or
They're-
Spartanburg?
Well, what'll happen is I believe, and that's what I'm trying to find out, is that helicopter is Prisma Health is who signed that with them. So I don't know exactly which helicopter swapping. We may still have 3 Medtrans helicopters and an Air Methods for the hospital. I just don't know how that's gonna work. I just do know that they signed a new contract. So that is where the helicopter.
Is that taking place like fairly quick?
I don't know when it comes in. I don't know when they're swapping exactly. I've sent information in to ask.
Okay. But you're working on taking care of getting some information?
Yes.
Okay.
And I will send that out as soon as we have it, so that each one of you can look at it and do that. And if we have to have anything before the February 18th, we can have a meeting if we have to, or whatever that may be. If there's any discussion that has to go on that, that's okay.
Sounds good. You got anything else?
No, sir, that's all I have.
For Region 5, just to it may not matter to some of y'all, we now have a 12-hour ambulance in Utica at the rescue squad. So I think right now it's just 12-hour days. So if you hear that some, you'll know that we have an ambulance up there now. I think they worked it out with Brian with Rescue 1. So that's actually a good thing. That's one of those areas where having an ambulance is gonna make a lot of difference sometimes, so. And I'll get together, I want all of us, if we could, try to get together with our chiefs and, for the next meeting and see how things go. If they have any issues or problems, bring them back, so. Anybody got anything else? Anybody? All right. I guess now we can adjourn the meeting.
Yes, sir.
Motion in a second and a vote.
All right, I need a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion, Tony McAllister, adjourn the meeting.
Second?
Second.